the Madden Challenge Series Part 1. What we're going to be doing here, we're going to be exposing the Madden Challenge top players' offensive, defensive scheme. For example, I also got Cyrus's scheme, I got Skimble, I got Franchise, I got MF5's offense, I got Serious Mode offense and defense, and Blue and Delph as well.
It ain't where you're from, it's where getting the mentals. And if not, your credentials are essential.
That trip to Atlanta was a game changer. I finished top 5. I had finally made a name for myself, but at the same time, I put a target on my back. And with that, I knew if I wanted to win, I had to get better. So we got a group together of like-minded individuals with high skill level, and we put it to the test.
Where would I be without my crew, aka my family? Family call me MF.
And at that point, MF Crew was born. Looking forward to our first appearance as a crew, we got our first opportunity at the Madden Community Championships in Las Vegas, ran by the ATL Gamer Society in Armando. It was an awesome opportunity, and we got a lot of our crew out there. We had me, MF5, Frazier, Havoc, Shift God Cole, and Buck Sweep. This tournament was wild. The energy was crazy. And off the jump, once I seen who they put me in my round robins, I was tripping out. I was in total hell. I had to play Guru on the PlayStation side, and this dude had just been winning every tournament he had been to this year, and he was looking unstoppable at that point. But on the other side, on the Xbox side, they gave me Los, Young Nephew, and Raid True, all pro players, and between Los and Young Nephew, those dudes had won so much money, and they've won Madden challenges, and they had just done their thing, and they were already at that point legends in the game. So I couldn't believe I was even in a group with these guys, and at that, coming from my last tournament being one of my first real appearances where I did well, they threw me into hell. They threw me to the wolves, and at that point, we really found out whether I was a good Madden player or not. With my back against the wall, I didn't stop there. I was able to beat Raid True, and at the same time I was also doing real well on the PlayStation side. I'd won 2 games, and I was about to play Guru. Played him, and what do you know, I had a chance to win that game. I was up the whole game, and I ended up losing by 3 points. Came back to the Xbox side, and I was playing Los. Los, being the guy he is and highly competitive, he's been winning for years, 10 plus years at that point. He was just an animal. He ended up beating me on the last play of the game, and after everyone seen me on stream, they knew I was a force to be reckoned with. Even though I did lose, it looked like I could have won that game. I also did have the lead as well. And I even remember Problem interviewing me and telling me I was a favorite, and it was crazy to think I had found myself there. But that night, I remember the last game, me and Young Nephew playing right there, and I'm up 24-0, and I couldn't believe what was happening. I was just getting flashbacks of when me and my uncle used to watch Madden Nation, and I'm looking at this guy that won this TV show in Times Square, $100,000, and I'm looking over and I see RG behind him coaching him up, and I was up 24-0. It didn't seem like real life. But because of that, I was able to get the point differential on Los, and I ended up winning that group. I advanced both on PlayStation and Xbox, and so did the rest of my crew. The following day, day 2, single elimination, so we were in the playoffs. I came out and I did great. I beat Ski Mask Way, another pro player that's been around for many years. I was able to beat him on the Xbox side and get to the final 16, or the Sweet 16. On the PlayStation side, I wasn't so lucky. First round, I picked up House Shoe, another legend. It was a hyped up game. It was G-Code, Problems Crew, another guy that'd been around for years, did his thing, and I ended up losing to him 14-10. I remember just like it was yesterday throwing a pick on a play in the end zone, and I couldn't seem to stop the run. And at the same time on the Xbox side, Sweet 16, I play Mard Dog, another legend, and he ends up beating me in the top 16. So I was out of the tournament, but I couldn't hold my head low because my crew was still in it. We still had Cole, we had Frazier, Havoc, and Buck Sweep. So I knew there was still a chance, and as a crew we were great. We were winning everything. I couldn't believe how well we were doing and how we had developed so quickly. But following that up, the things got crazy, the tournament got crazy, and Sherm Sticky, one of the season 1 Mad Nation dudes, got on roids. He was faded off of margaritas, and he started smashing the tournament up. So everything got canceled out. They had to kick a lot of people out of the venue. Problem cut his stream, and they had to finish the tournament behind closed doors. So being that, this tournament was really never talked about or brought to light and didn't get the spotlight it deserved.
Come on, guys. And this is what I'm talking about, man. Sherm is still in here, man. We're shutting down the stream, guys. This stream is over. I'm out of here, guys. Hey, I'm gone, man. The stream is over. You guys have a good night, man. Unfortunately, people messed up this event, and I'm not going to stand by this, guys. I'm going off the channel. You guys get updates from whoever's going to give them. I'm not going to be associated with this. I'm gone, y'all. I'm going to end the stream myself. You guys have a good one.
But at the end of the day, Buck Sweep ended up winning the Xbox side, which meant for us as a crew we won a tournament. Our crew and us as individuals, we were all on the map. We were definitely not the people you wanted to play first round of any tournament. So we followed it up a couple months later, going into Dallas, the Shut Up and Ball tournament. I think that was May of 2015. It was a couple months after the Las Vegas tournament. But we were back and we were putting in the work. It was me, Buck Sweep, and Chip God Cole at this tournament. And I remember the first round robin group day was another crazy one. I was able to win and get to the next day, and going into the first round, I seen that they had put me and Cole to play each other. So we went and talked to the tournament director to get that fixed, and what do you know? He ended up putting me as the 32nd seed, or whatever the number was in the Xbox side of that tournament. I ended up getting Buck Sweep the day after he had just beat Mo, and he was coming off of his tournament victory in Las Vegas, and he was looking unstoppable at that point. I remember Michael Top Taylor was doing the commentary. He was there at the tournament doing the DJ, doing his thing, getting the tournament popping, getting it live. And this was the game of the tournament. Everybody knew we were crew members, we knew each other, and we practiced together. We'd practiced a lot, and we ran the same things, just about very similar. So we went into that game. We had the whole tournament watching, screaming. I just remember putting my headphones in and just going into beast mode, going into a different mode. And we went into overtime. That was the craziest game ever, if anyone remembers from that Dallas tournament. It was so crazy, but I ended up coming out on top. I got the victory over Buck Sweep, and I knocked him out of the tournament. Everyone was in shock and awe. They couldn't believe what just happened, because this was the dude that was beating everybody. He was unstoppable. He had beat Serious Mo in the Vegas tournament and in this tournament. And what do you know? I took that and I ran with it. I used that momentum to get all the way to the Final Four in Dallas. I was playing KJ, a dude from Miami that I didn't expect to beat me, but he used the Dallas Cowboys, and that's when the Seahawks are very good. And he got me. He got me in the Final Four. I was so close to winning, I felt like. I really did feel like I could have won that Xbox side of the tournament. I beat Strafin. I had beat quite a few people in that tournament. And I was still just reeling off of my Atlanta tournament in Vegas and here. And still as a crew, still going to town, still winning. Shift God Cole and me and Buck, we still put out amazing performances. No less than a final 16 out of everybody, at least from each side of the bracket. But I remember it was 1 in the morning when I had finished the Xbox side, and I had to jump back and go to the PlayStation side, and still got to the final 8 where I played KJ, a rematch, and I ended up getting him. I ended up beating him. But at the same time, it was a long ass day. The tournament started at 11 or 10, so we were at 2 or 3 in the morning, and I'm playing Mo in the Final Four on the PlayStation side, and he ends up getting me. Mo, one of those guys, like I said, another legend, just a different mentality. It's so hard to play through a whole day of a tournament, especially 2 days, and it's a whole mental game that's so hard to explain, and you gotta be fully aware at those times and on point at all times. These are the best Madden players in the world, and at that time, being EA wasn't doing big tournaments and a lot of them didn't get the spotlight, or even myself. These are the underground tournaments where only the best of the best showed up, and it was a small group of people. We knew what each other was going to bring, and we were just going at each other for $5,000 to $10,000. Being so close, doing so well, I was able to place top 4 and make some money and take some money, able to purchase my first vehicle. Over those years, my crew had a great run. We all had great runs. We had people that were in finals and tournaments. We won tournaments. We had guys make it to TV on NFL Network and qualify for those events in Madden 16. Shout out to Tenacious. We had a lot of big names around us, and definitely would not give that up for the world or those experiences or the people that I have met. These were the people that brought me up, and they were able to push my skill to a whole nother level. And for the next couple years, we put in the work, but couldn't get the same type of results. You know what I mean? Switching from the online or offline tournaments to the online tournaments was different. Playing into Factor was also different. So at that point in my life, I was in a circle, and I was doing a lot of repetitive things, and I had to fix things. I don't think I was quite ready to be the great Madden player I know I have the potential to be. I was knocking at the door, and I feel like I just scratched the surface. So after that, I had to start fixing my life, and I had a kid, and here I am now, trying to get back in the game, back home to where I was